So some pretty huge news has came out about Assassin's Creed Valhalla in the last day, and some of it that's came out today has been huge. I'll get into the first thing now, as it's pretty big, and that's that Jesper Kyd is coming back for the soundtrack of this game, which is absolutely insane. If you didn't know, he composed Assassin's Creed 1 through to Revelations, and he's made basically the best soundtracks in the entire series, and this is great. This caught me completely out of left field. Derby was a big surprise, but this is even bigger and just as good, as soundtrack is a huge part of AC, and also Sarah Schachner's back too. Sarah Schachner did an absolutely brilliant job with Origins, and these two composing together, I'm sure we'll be able to expect that ambience that was so present in the older games, as well as just some of the best music in the series with these two together. And that's probably the best team what we could have asked for music wise, and it's just as good as Derby and Ash. And just to have these four powerhouses of Assassin's Creed together is insane. The only person who's missing, besides like Jeffrey O'Harlem, Corey May, some of those guys, the only big person who's missing really is Patrice, who won't come back. But to have like four huge powerhouses of AC together on one project like this is insane, and I cannot wait to see what they come out with. All that's exciting, but to add on to that, we now know that Ubisoft event that I kept going on about was set to replace E3 is now called Ubisoft Forward, and instead of happening in June as E3 would have and I thought it would be, it's set to happen on July the 12th online, and I'm sure we can expect a gameplay demo here. With AC games in the past, like 4 I think, they've announced the game, done some trailers, and then they did the demo at E3, and with this being a replacement for E3 and there being so much backlash around that initial gameplay trailer, as well as Ash just even apologising for that, I think there's a 99% chance we will get a demo here, and that's great. Maybe before July even, as that seems a little later than usual, but whether it's our first gameplay demo or not, I'm sure we'll get one here, and that's in just 2 months time, which is crazy. And we actually have seen more from the game, as just a few hours ago we got this screenshot that was attached to a tweet from Ash that read, "Here's your home in England. Spend a lazy Sunday fishing at the docks, consult your war chief or check on your people. Home is where the heart is." And as you can see, this camp seems pretty big. There's a few houses across the lake and some paths that go behind and around the tree, so it seems the camp is even bigger than it is in this picture, which is quite big anyway. I also thought I'd mention that you can see a cat down here, so maybe we will have pets who live at the camp, or maybe they'll just come through. Either way, that'd be nice, and something I just thought I'd mention. Anyway, the last thing that I'll cover today is that Kotaku actually spoke with Ash about the game for a bit, and he said some really interesting things. He said, "We wanted to look at the old games and see the greatness that those games had, and acknowledge what's great about the updated formula. There was an identity and uniqueness, and we wanted to bring that back to Valhalla, and that is another great sign. The series has been fighting with its own identity for years, until Odyssey basically killed it for a little while, and it's nice that Ash is bringing that back." And to tie into that, he talks about the Hidden Blade a bit, saying, "Eivor receives the Hidden Blade quite early on. We continue with the idea that Eivor is not a trained assassin. Eivor is a Viking who receives this badass weapon and has to learn very quickly in the experience. Eivor will learn a technique that with the right timing can one-shot kill virtually anyone." Ash did go on to clarify this was a skill you had to get, but the fact one-shot kills with the blade back is great, and things only get better when he talks about social stealth. He says, "We have a cool new spin on it, but yes, social stealth is back." And he also says, "The idea of a Norse person or a Viking in a place that they're not wanted, for them to sort of go incognito and kind of hide in the crowd, if you will, made a lot of sense." And he also called it a major piece of the series, and the wording of it about hiding in the crowd is of course a huge deal if you're an AC fan, and I can't wait to actually play it. I'll link the full article in the description if you want to read it for yourself, but this is all insane. I thought Valhalla would be good, then after we got some details last week I thought it could break the top 5, and now I genuinely think it could be a top 3 Assassin's Creed game. To have the best writer, creative director, composers, a huge team, as well as bringing back things like social stealth and Hidden Blade one-shot kills, things like that, things I didn't think we'd see after Origins and Odyssey. It looks like an amazing game and an amazing Assassin's Creed game, and to say that in the year 2020 makes me so happy. Like, I am genuinely still shaken about that Jesper Kyd announcement. Like, leaving Odyssey and that glumness and pessimism about Assassin's Creed that's set in for so many of us older fans, this would feel like a pipe dream after that game, from which point it seems like the series just could have been dead. This is I'm so happy about all of this. Anyway, Let me know what you guys think of this. If you enjoyed, maybe leave a like. If you didn't, maybe let me know why. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.